about set to go. Green lights come on. We're away on night number 2 of the National Junior title. And it didn't take long to be 3 wide. And the widest of them all is Jack Ramsdale, the highest point scorer after night number 1. And there's a spin already. And it would be Riley Dunn in exactly the same spot that Riley Dunn has spun on numerous occasions this weekend. The greens remain on, and it's Ramsdale who leads Webb. Then back to Brodie Everett. So move out at turn number 2. Now the yellow lights have come on, and Brodie Everett almost spins into Riley Dunn. Brodie Everett's going in reverse. So we get set for this restart. Jack Ramsdale just 7 laps away from starting on pole in the national final. Blake Webb in second place. Green lights are on, they're away, and Ramsdale is away too. Story third, Grimshaw, Brodie Everett, Richter, Greening, back then to Lang Hayes and Riley Dunn. So go out of turn 2 and down the back straight. The first lap on this restart. The juniors absolutely flying as they were last night into the main straight. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here at the venue or at home. Ramsdale leads from Webb, back then to Story. Everett on the inside of Grimshaw, that's for 4th and 5th. So head out of turn number 2. Back then further we've got Shane Greening and also the 4 car going okay as well. Thomas Richter, then Riley Dunn and Lang Hayes. Another lap put together by our leader, which is Jack Ramsdale. The traffic jam further back, but Ramsdale leads from Webb. Story still side by side, Everett and Grimshaw. Right behind them is a 3-way battle, including the 4 car of Thomas Richter, who leads them as we make our way through the halfway mark. In fact, I don't know how many laps they've done. The timing monitor's showing 7. They haven't done that many. So head down the back straight. Our race leader will come under yellow anyway. We've got a spin with, so move out of 3 and 4. Green lights are on, they're away again. Ramsdale leads from Webb and Story, and then Everett. Grimshaw in 5th place as they move out of turn number 2 and back down the back straight. And again, Ramsdale opens up that 5 or 6 car lead. Back in 2nd place, it's Blake Webb from Western Australia, then Story in 3rd. 4th place, still Brodie Everett. Then we've got Grimshaw in 5th. Around goes the 8 car. And restart to come up. Away we go yet again. Down the main straight, Ramsdale still leads. Webb not done with. Within a couple of car lengths this time around. Then Story in 3rd. Everett and Grimshaw 4th and 5th. Blake Webb giving a great old showing now. Because another car has gone further back in the field. I think it's Greening again. No, it's not Greening this time. 55, Riley Dunn. And we've got the yellows on again. And we've had, I think 4, maybe 5 stoppages in this one. Rick Brown goes for the green flag yet again. Ramsdale and Webb lead them down into turn number 1. Back then to Story in 3rd place, then Everett and Grimshaw. So head down the back straight, then Thomas Richter would be in 6th place. So move down the back straight as Greening looks up to come underneath of Richter. White flag has come on display finally in heat number 19. Down the main straight, our race leader is that, of course, of Jack Ramsdale. 2nd place is Webb, and in 3rd place it's Caitlin Story. But come on, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. He's going to start on pole in the national final. 4 wins from 4 starts, Jack Ramsdale. 2nd year in a row it's happened. 108 Blake Webb is 2nd. 3rd place is Caitlin Story, then Brodie Everett. 5th place across the line is Zach Grimshaw. Then Greening, Richter and Hayes rounds out the field.
Jack Ramsdale, absolute dream start here to the national title. 4 heat wins.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, just massive thanks to Mum and Dad and the mules, and Back and Accident Repairs, While Steel Sales, B&A Scrap, Ramsdale Wreckers and MCF Trailers.
Well, that puts you in number 1 for the A main already, so how do you feel about that? It's going to give you a big advantage?
Yeah, I didn't see that coming, but yeah, I'll happily take it.
And how's the track feel tonight compared to last night?
It's pretty good. It's still early, but yeah, enjoyable.
No worries. Well done, mate. Congratulations. Pole starter for the A-Main.
Hogan, White, Thorne, McAuliffe, Jones, Tranter, Moole, Blakeland and Curtis Peel, your 10 starters. We're straight into heat number 20. No mucking around. They're away and racing. The green lights are on. This will be a highly contested affair. I can bet your bottom dollar on that. They're already 3 wide down into turn number 1. So head out of turn number 2, and it is on for young and old. Here comes Thorne underneath the Gartner. That's for second and third. And then behind our race leader, down the main straight, it is Braith Hogan just. Well, we've got trouble further back in the field. It's the 14 car that has gone around, which is Michael Jones. The yellow lights have come on as Thorne had just hit the front. About to get back underway. Green lights come on. Braith Hogan leads from Heath Thorne, Gartner, McAuliffe, White and Moole. They're the first 6 as they move out of turn number 2. Hogan and Thorne. Then the battle between McAuliffe and Gartner as Thorne looks to come underneath of Braith Hogan, the race leader from Queensland. Thorne from South Australia, McAuliffe from Victoria, and from South Australia is Gartner in 4th, then back to Carl White from the NT in 5th place. Here comes the red car up on the outside. Heath Thorne looking to come up on the outside of Braith Hogan, who holds the lead at the moment. McAuliffe has now moved to the outside of Gartner as they move out of 3 and 4. Heath Thorne has hit the front. Hogan back to 2nd, Gartner back to 3rd, McAuliffe back to 4th. Hope you're keeping up with all of that. Back then to White in 5th place, and then we've got Moole in 6th, Curtis Peel in 7th. As they head down the back straight, then Aaron Tranter, Michael Jones and Blake Land down underneath the super screen. Heath Thorne starts to open a bit of a gap on Braith Hogan. Coming into the picture now is Gartner in 3rd, McAuliffe in 4th. Back then to Moole, White and also Curtis Peel. As Gartner from South Australia moves underneath of Braith Hogan from Queensland. That's for 2nd and 3rd, and they've dropped off McAuliffe in 4th place. So come into the main straight with 5 laps down and 3 laps to go. Our race leader is Heath Thorne from South Australia. That time around was a 19.278. He's 1.6 seconds clear of Braith Hogan. Here comes the 19 again with another challenge on the inside. That one again is averted by Braith Hogan. 2 laps to go. Gartner doesn't give up. He comes back at Hogan, and McAuliffe has come from nowhere. McAuliffe comes around the outside of Gartner, comes around the outside of Hogan. 3 wide in the back straight. They're a mile behind our race leader who comes up for the white flag. Heath Thorne leads them. Here's the battle for 2nd. 3 across the track. Gartner, Hogan, McAuliffe, and the yellow lights have come on. With a car on the back straight that spun around, and we'll do it again. Here's the restart coming up. 2 laps remaining for Heath Thorne as the green lights are back on. Hogan, Gartner and McAuliffe straight back at it for 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and Moole joining the battle. In fact, Braith Hogan has decided he wants the lead. Comes underneath of Heath Thorne as they head down the back straight, but Thorne holds the lead for the moment. Gartner and McAuliffe side by side as they have been throughout. And Moole now joining that group. White flag on display. It's Heath Thorne from Hogan. Then Gartner, McAuliffe, Moole, and Curtis Peel is in that group of 4 fighting for 3rd place. Down the back section they go for the final time. And Heath Thorne from South Australia is going to win. But look at this for a finish for the Miners. 3 across the track. Hogan, McAuliffe, Gartner, Peel, and Moole. It got a little bit untidy at the end, but they all got there. Then back to Tranter and White, and it's even got more untidy further back than that. We're going to have a real...
We're down trackside here with Heath Thorne. Heat number... What are we at? With heat number 20 winner. How does it feel?
Yeah, no, it's a pretty good feeling, and come to Australian title and get 2 heat wins and a 2nd and probably a 5th. And pretty happy, and we'll be somewhere in the A-Main, hopefully in the first couple of rows, and we'll just work from there.
Yeah, well, you cracked into another 18.9, I believe, on that last couple of laps. Bit of a late charge too behind you.
Yeah, I seen him come up the inside after that restart, and I thought, well, we better have a bit of a crack to just trying to keep the win, and yeah, no, pretty happy.
Well, mate, congratulations. We'll let you get ready for your feature racing.
Thanks, Matt. Heath Thorne there, the winner of heat number 20. Heat number 21 coming up next. Set for dispatch. Minchell and Eric Wallace get a good even start. Jonik and Dalton are there, and the white car in 5th place is Blake Iwanow. So move out of turn number 2. They're 3 wide behind Eric Wallace, and the little blue car on the outside has disappeared, and that is that's Artie Johnnick, who's on the outside of Mitchell. Jack Dalton has snuck up the inside, and so too has Blake Iwanow, and then back to Moole in 6th place. They're all up behind Eric Wallace, who's out in front. Then the West Australians running 2nd, 3rd and 4th, which is Mitchell, Dalton and Iwanow, and on the outside is Artie Johnnick in car number 52. Then we've got Moole in 6th place as they move down the main straight. Casey Garlick's in there. Luke Malcolm further back in the field along with Bronte Fraser. But it's Eric Wallace out in front in car 43. The West Australians are 2nd and 3rd in Mitchell and Dalton. And then we've got Artie Johnnick making it a row of 3 on the inside as they go underneath the super screen. Back then to Blake Iwanow in 5th place. Dalton and Johnnick have it coming together, and right round the outside goes Iwanow from 5th to 3rd. So move out of turn number 1 and 2. You can forget your race leader. The race is for 2nd place. Eric Wallace is long gone. Back in 2nd place, it's Mitchell. Blake Iwanow on the outside is 3rd. Back then to Dalton, and on the inside we've got Artie Johnnick. Back in 6th place, it's Moole. Then we've got in 7th Casey Garlick, and then Luke Malcolm and Bronte Fraser. That's the first 9, and Zach Uniacke at the back. As they head down the back straight once again, there'll be 3 laps to go for Eric Wallace. Diving to the inside of Mitchell now is Blake Iwanow, takes 2nd place. Mitchell fights back on the inside. Mitchell back to 2nd, Iwanow back to 3rd. Dalton and Johnnick back then to Moole, then Malcolm, and then Casey Garlick. It's on for the minor placings, but Eric Wallace has well and truly stolen the march. He'll come out of turn number 4 and have 2 laps to go. His last lap was an 18.971. He's low flying out in front, 2 laps to go. Mitchell, Iwanow, Johnnick and Dalton run 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th down into turn 1 and 2. Mitchell dives back underneath of Iwanow, maybe into 2nd place. They're side by side. Dalton has his hands full with Artie Johnnick. The white flag comes out, 1 to go. Mitchell into 2nd place, runs wide. Underneath goes Iwanow, so too does Dalton. And Johnnick comes to the outside, but it's going to amount to naught. The yellows will come on. We've got a car up against the fence underneath the super screen. That's Casey Garlick, and we'll have ourselves a restart. What a great race for the minor placings yet again. And 1 is the quick lap. There's less than a second separating the next 4. Got Todd watching down in Tassie, Pam watching up in Cairns. Had people watching in New Zealand, Indonesia, and also the United States last night in Indianapolis. So our coverage wasn't just localised. Family and friends watching all around the world. The junior sedans in action in the national title. 2 to go. Eric Wallace leads from Mitchell, Iwanow and Dalton. Down into turn 1 and 2. Mitchell dives low on the track, so too does Dalton. Remaining up high as he has throughout the weekend has been Blake Iwanow. Will he dive low underneath of Mitchell? He tries. Mitchell has that covered for the moment. They come into the main straight, white flag on display. It's Wallace, Mitchell, Iwanow, Dalton, Moole. Johnnick has gone back to 6th. So head out of turn number 2. Iwanow again moves to the outside of Mitchell, side by side. Have a look at that on the screen. It's going to be Eric Wallace the winner. Here's the battle for 2nd. Mitchell, Iwanow. Mitchell and Iwanow. Iwanow's going to get it. Mitchell 3rd. Back to Dalton, Moole, Johnnick, Malcolm. Back then further to Casey Garlick, Bronte Fraser and Zach Uniacke. 1.843 was the winning margin. The quick lap 18.971 by Eric Wallace, who defeats Blake Iwanow and Zach Mitchell in a ripper race, heat number 21.
Another Queensland heat win. Eric, mate, fantastic driving. You led all the way. How does it feel?
Yeah, no, definitely good to get a heat win just before the final.
Mate, fantastic driving out there. Cracked another 18.9 too. How does that feel?
Yeah, no, it's pretty good to get into those quicker times.
And what's the track like tonight compared to last night?
Yeah, no, I think it's fairly similar, but just different cars running on it makes it a bit better.
No worries. Well, good luck in the feature racing.
Yeah, thank you.
This is heat number 22, racing. And an untidy start, actually, to be totally honest, but they've gone green. It's Ryan Harris, the race leader for Mitch Glenn. Oh, contact. And more contact. under yellow, and we will have a stoppage. Set for a start. The green lights will come on. Away we go. That's a little bit better. The lone New South Wales driver, Ryan Harris, leads them. They're 1, 2, 3 wide in rows of 2, if that makes any sense for the moment. Oh, and another one's into the fence. That's Land this time. He bounces off and is able to keep on going. And Harris will lead Mitch Glenn into the main straight. Third place is Mason Cameron, then Jackson Derrick, Keane in 5th place, and Lance Carew in 6th. So they start to get themselves into a rhythm into lap number 2, and the charge is on. Ryan Harris leads them down the back straight from Mitch Glenn, who set the quickest lap on the opener. Back in 3rd place, Mason Cameron right there. So too Jackson, Derrick and Keane. Then back to Lance Carew in 6th place, not much separating them. Back then to Jack Yates, Fletcher, Spilsbury and Damon Land after hitting the fence is quite a fair way behind and might have the front markers catching him in just a moment. Into the main straight, it's just Ryan Harris and Mitch Glenn, Cameron and Derrick, then Keane and Lance Carew. That's the first 6. So head out at turn number 2, 3 down and 5 to go. 19.175 the last time around by Ryan Harris as the quick lap of the race. So Rhino leads at the halfway mark, 4 down and 4 to go. Mitch Glenn in 2nd place, then it's Cameron, Derrick, then Keane and Lance Carew. Indian file out of turn 1 and 2. Into the back section past the big crowd up there on the bank. And he's starting to skip away as Ryan Harris does another quick lap, 19.053 as Land exits stage left at a rate of knots. Here's our race leader, Harris, then Glenn. Back in 3rd place, it's Mason Cameron, who's got his hands full with the car from WA of Jackson Derrick. Dylan Keane in 5th place, then Lance Carew. The battle is for 3rd. That's up on the screen at the moment. Derrick looking to the outside of Cameron. Right in front of them is the 81 of Mitch Glenn. 2 laps remaining in heat number 22 of the national title. It's Ryan Harris out in front. Glenn in 2nd, Cameron, Derrick. Back then in 5th place, Dylan Keane and then Lance Carew. That's the first half dozen. White flag on display, 1 to go. Harris is clear. Glenn, Cameron and Derrick. Then back to Keane, Carew. Blake Fletcher is next. Then we've got Jack Yates. Then we've got Lachlan Spilsbury. And then we've got our winner coming through. Put your hands together from New South Wales. Ryan Harris is first across the line. 2nd place will go there to Glenn, then to Cameron. 4th place is Jackson Derrick. 5th place is Dylan Keane, Lance Carew, Blake Fletcher, Jack Yates, Lachlan Spilsbury. And the time is 2:35.369. The winning margin 1.138. Quick lap of 19.053 by Ryan Harris from New South Wales. Mitch Glenn 2nd and Mason Cameron 3rd.
So Ryan Harris, our heat number 22 winner. Fantastic race. You are looking very fast out in front.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to thank Mum and Dad for driving me all the way here. That's a big part on them taking me to these sort of things. I'd like to thank Andrew White for spraying and repairing my car. Calorie Automotive, PPG Paint, just everyone for helping out.
Yeah. How's the weekend been for you?
Yeah, it's been a really good weekend. Enjoyed pretty much everything this track's got to offer. Yeah, it's been a good night.
No worries. Well, good luck in the feature.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Heat number 20. Here we go. Todd Atkins and Nathan Thorne. The green lights come on. They're away in heat number 23. O'Connell makes it 3 wide behind those cars. Oh, Nick Keeley went into the side of Thorne. This is going to end in tears possibly. They're every which way but loose. And the yellow lights come on. This will be an interesting replay. All about set to go. Away. And the 31 and the 78 cross the line together. The 78 of Thorne, Nathan Thorne, takes the lead from Todd Atkins. It's a car scooting right around the outside. The white one made a great move, but it amounted to naught in the end. I think that's Nicholas Dennis. O'Connell there in 3rd place, Larson 4th. Sorry, it was Fraser, Tyler Fraser it was. Right there also is Ellie Peacock. Oh, and Keeley into the side of Peacock. That's at the back of the field, and Nicholas Dennis had to take some evasive action. So that's split open the field. The back three cars have lost some ground. Out in front, it's Nathan Thorne. Second place, the 31, Todd Atkins. Right behind them is O'Connell, Larson, and Tyler Fraser having a great go on the outside. Back then to Ali Peacock, and then back to Dennis and Keeley. Fraser dives underneath of Larson, moves into fourth place. Larson fights back. Our race leader, though, is Nathan Thorne. Nathan Thorne is the race leader. Second place, it's Todd Atkins. Third place, it's O'Connell. Back then in fourth, still that of Larson. Fraser, Peacock is next as we come to the halfway mark. 4 down and 4 to go, and an 18.643 by Nathan Thorne. Down the back straight, he is absolutely flying out in front. Second place, the 31 of Todd Atkins. Can only look and see him in the distance now. O'Connell closing in on Todd Atkins. Back then to Larson, Fraser and Peacock. The last two running at Dennis and Keeley. Down the back straight they go. They're starting to spread out like Brown's cows. The battle is for second and third, as you can see on the screen, between Atkins and O'Connell with 2 laps to go. Thorne the leader from Atkins, O'Connell back then to Larson. Peacock and Fraser having a good battle for 5th and 6th. And back then to Dennis and Keeley. 1.5 laps left to go for Nathan Thorne. So Nathan Thorne leads with 1 lap remaining. White flag on display. Second place is still Atkins from O'Connell. Big crowd at home watching this, barracking for O'Connell, but he's a couple of car lengths adrift of the former national champion. Back in fourth place, Michael Larson, then Ellie Peacock. There's the checkered flag. It's another Thorne victory. Nathan this time. Second place will go the way of 31, Todd Atkins. O'Connell third, Larson fourth, back then to Peacock in fifth, Fraser in sixth. That's Tyler Fraser. Then Nicholas Dennis, and the last car home is Nick Keeley. 2:31.611 is the time for the 8 laps. 3.670, one of the biggest winning margins of the weekend.
Nathan Thorne, Heat 23 winner. Nathan, fantastic race. You were very fast out in front.
So I was a bit worried after the start, but it turned out good.
Mate, you actually pulled off an 18.6. That's about our fastest race lap of the night.
Oh, I didn't think I was going that hard, but it just felt good. The slower I felt like I drove it, the faster it seemed to go, so it was good.
You looking forward to racing in the A-Main tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I was a bit worried at the start because I was out of like 17, but this should prop me up. I like thanks to Lofi from MJS for helping us out, Ross and Mum, Dad, Jade, and everyone that helps out.
No worries. Well, good luck, mate.
Set for a start. The final qualifying heat is underway. A slow old dispatch, and they're 4 wide down into turn number 1. It's Zoe Young, the leader, Mikhailov in second, and they've gone every which way but losing a driver. London Bus through the middle. They've gone low and high, and one's gone around. It's Jazzy Arnold from WA in the 58 car, and we'll do it again. Of course, the National Junior Sedan title next year is in Maryborough, Queensland in early January. Set for a start. That's a little bit better. Zoe Young's the leader as they head down the main straight. Rory Elson Beaumont from WA moves to second. Oh, he went across the field, and heavy contact this time. The most contact we've seen. George Park was an innocent party there. The 7 of Mikhailov has reversed out, and another car that hit George Park has driven away as well. And so too has Rory Elson Beaumont. They've all driven away. Out of turn 4 they come. Green lights are on again. And here comes the charge behind Zoe Young. Jai Irving the first to make a move, and also on the outside the 77 of George Park. Ricky Cornwall also following through as they storm down the back straight. They're 4 wide further back. Mikhailov the widest of all, and on the inside of them was Rory Elson Beaumont, but it's Zoe Young who leads. Down low on the track, George Park, the outside is Irving, and Cornwall is there. Mikhailov leads the next group from them, Alicia Grimshaw. Irving is about to round up Zoe Young, so head down the back straight. George Park now moves to the outside, and right there with him is Ricky Cornwall. A couple of these kids are retiring at the end of tonight's racing. They're 3 wide out of turn 4 for the lead, almost 4 wide. Irving, Park and Cornwall all go around the outside of Zoe Young at the same time. Then Park dives down low on the track underneath of Jai Irving. Irving back in front. On the inside is George Park, and right there too on the outside is Ricky Cornwall. Three of them locked together underneath the super screen. Zoe Young giving a great account right there with them, and now about to join the 7 car of Darcy McAuliffe down into turn 1. George Park looks underneath of Irving yet again. Right there is Cornwall. Two car legs back there to Young and McAuliffe. 6th place Alicia Grimshaw, then Rory Elson Beaumont, as now Ricky Cornwall dives to the inside. Down the main straight they come at the halfway mark. Irving out in front. Now going underneath of Irving is George Park from Western Australia. Irving on the outside holds the lead. Back in 3rd place it's Cornwall. Back then to Zoe Young, who's got her hands full with Darcy McAuliffe. So come out at 3 and 4 yet again. 3 laps left to go, and they're going to have to negotiate 2 cars in a moment. The 2 and the 9 who are running side by side just ahead of them. Irving and then Park, and then back to Cornwall. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Down the back straight they go. 2 and 9 of teams racing down into turn number 3. It's Irving on the extreme outside. Park as well, and Cornwall. 2 laps to go. The passing flag's out. The 2 Gods boys have been passed by 3 of them in pretty quick succession. It's Irving, Park and Cornwall. Back then to McAuliffe, and then on the outside is the 49 car, the 46 car, or even maybe the 57 of Zoe Young. They come into the main straight. The white flag is out. 1 lap of qualifying to go, and it's Irving just in front from Park and Cornwall. Down into turn 1, the final time. This could go any which way still. It's Irving just ahead. Down to 2nd place is George Park, and then Ricky Cornwall. Up into turn 3, the final time. George Park dives to the inside. Irving has run wide. George Park has hit the front. Irving on get the fence, and George Park wins. It's George Park first, Irving second. Back to Ricky Cornwall in 3rd. Then we've got McAuliffe and Young, Alicia Grimshaw and Rory Elson Beaumont in a great old finish. Jai Irving just went a bit too wide, got grabbed by the fence, and George Park wins the lucky last. Put your hands together for George Park in 77. He wins by 0.3 of a second. Ricky Cornwall in 3rd at the quick lap of the race, a 19.359. It's Park, Irving and Cornwall. After 24 qualifying heats, we are done and dusted.
We're here at the track with George Park, our Heat 24 winner, mate. It went down to the final corner. What an exciting race.
Yeah, mate, we needed that win to put us straight in the ACO and the A and see how we go.
Mate, you've come up here all season to try and get used to this track. How does it feel out there tonight?
Mate, she's a bit of a gut slick track. Guess all we can give to the straight is what we've got, I guess. That's it. All the EFI cars, mate, there's nothing we can put against them. So, yeah, see how we go.
And is there anyone you need to thank for this weekend?
Big thanks to all the boys out in the pits. Cody, Braden, Blake, Jamie, Mac, me mum, Pop, Nen, Frontier Cement Supplies, Macquarie Brown Earth Moving, everyone else that helps out with the car. Yeah, and thanks to Darwin for holding the title. It was good.
Yeah, well, congratulations to the Heat 24 win and good luck, mate.